Hey, what's up you guys, Brandon Source Rex here, and today we're going to be doing a review on the SH Monster Arts Gamera 2. So, before we take a look at the figure and its very cool accessories, let's take a look at the box. So, here we have the box, and the box is looking very, very nice, with these really cool logos, and this really cool gold Gamera logo going on here. You have your Bandai and Tamashii Nations logo there, you have the Gamera 2 right there. Then you turn it to the side, you have a cool photo of Gamera right here, and it says Game right there. Turn it this way. So here we have the back of the box looking really cool. A very nice display of Gamera. It's some awesome poses with some of the accessories that you see here. A flight stand, some fire breath. This does not actually light up. I thought, when I first saw the photos of that, I thought it was, but it's more of a photoshopped image, which is really cool. You can actually get Gamera in these flying poses like so. You could get Gamera in some great poses. I think this shows off exactly everything that Gamera can do, should do for you, which is pretty cool. Rotate this, you have a more slashing effect, nothing really here, just more of the Gamera. And then on the bottom, have all your logos right there. For accessories, Gamera comes with a plethora of great accessories. First, he comes with interchangeable parts to put him in his flight mode. I'll show off the flight mode in just a second, but I do want to show off that the base that he does come with is exactly the same base as the one that you get with the with the Godzilla figure. So then it comes with a stand, so if you want to put the fireball that he comes with as well attached to the stand, you can do that as well. So you just kind of plug it into here. You do want to kind of turn it in because it does give you a hard time. And also, you want to just plug it into here like so. And I'll put it in the back so you guys can see that there. And oh, you can't see it. So, but it does stand pretty well. I'll lean the camera back so you can see it. Looks like that. Moving on. So, he also comes with this cradle for his flight mode. Basically, what you're going to want to do is put this here when Gamera is built together, assembled for flight mode, and rested on here. And you can see where the rest of the Gamera would sit on the cradle. And then this piece plugs into the just here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Gamera, transform him into flight mode, and get him on the stand just to show you guys real quick. So here we have Gamera in flight mode, and what a gloriously cool flight mode he is in, and I love it. I love seeing Gamera in flight mode. Only thing, he does not come with the boosters that usually protrude out of the back. Like, people who watch Gamera movies would know what I'm talking about. I think Revoltech kind of got the flight mode down a little bit better with their, I think it was the 60s version of Gamera. I'm not 100% sure. If I'm wrong, I'll put like a little thing that's correcting me on the screen right now. But basically, what you're going to want to do when pulling out the Gamera from his body. Okay, so what you're going to want to do for fixing your Gamera and getting him into flight mode is pulling this whole section of Gamera off of the body. It is kind of tricky to do, but I've noticed that if you open the flaps up to the Unibeam thing that he does, you can kind of like get your hands in there and pull it out that way. If that makes more sense to you. So basically, you're going to want to open all of these panels up and pull him from here in the thighs and pull him out. Sometimes the legs do pop out. There's nothing really to worry about, just pop them back in, and it's really simple and really easy. For me, I found it to be really simple and easy. And also the arms are exactly the same thing, little pegs, and you just pop them off and just swap it out, and it's very simple and very easy to do, which is very cool. I say the toughest part you're gonna have is pulling this out to swap him back, if that makes sense to you. So now let's take a look at Gamera and his cool details. Here's some more of that sculpting and detail that I was talking about. Look at all these little lines and rivets and like sections where like dust can get in, and I'm gonna have phobias about cleaning this thing. But you can see all the little lines and all of these cool details that just make this Gamera pop on your shelf, and it's gonna be a trophy piece for a lot of SH Monster Arts collectors. I know a lot of people like to get the big ones and say that those are like their trophies, but this right here is a trophy piece. When they get the smaller guys, you know, the more 6-7 inch figures, perfect, this is a trophy piece to me. Oh, I'm so excited. Look at the bone color, how it goes from this dark yellow. I mean, this dark brown to this yellow. It looks so fantastic. Here's the back of the shell. Just want to show you a little change of details. And it does have the green. I saw a lot of people who were a little worried that the green that's on like the Revoltech wasn't going to be like so heavy on the SA Monster Arts one. But yeah, here it is. And it looks great. It looks fantastic. I think they pulled it off perfectly. And for you people who care, here are the feet. They look really cute. And I love the style of them kind of hanging off to the side. I think it gives perfect character to the figure. It does make it pop. So one cool feature that the Gamera has is that his chest does open up. It is a little bit of a pain in the neck to do, so I'm going to do it off camera, but in 5 seconds he will be brand new. So 3, 2, 1. So here we have Gamera all fresh and opened up, and it looks awesome. Awesome job. I mean, I love it. I do want to note that the lack of pink that's in there, but that was something you saw in the prototypes. That's something you saw in prototype conception. So there's nothing really to complain about. We all knew it was coming. There's no real pink on the inside. And if I do remember, I think Gamera did have a little pink going on in there. But what does make up for it is this yellow painted orb that's sitting in the center of his stomach. As I get my focus right, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see it. Because I know my lights are not like bright enough, but if I move it this way, you can see how yellow it is. But when I move it this way, you can see all the cool details that are in there. Because it's not just yellow, it's like a misty yellow with some dark tones to it. It just looks amazing. Very great job. If you want to get really creative, you can take the beam or the fireball that Gamera does come with and use it and kind of do a different type of mana blast if you want to do something like this and just find a way to support the stand, and you could do this off camera like this. I think that'll be a cool way to use the beam effect with your Gamera instead of just using it the standard way, which sits and rests in his mouth like so. I don't think I showed that off, but it does sit and rest like that, which looks very cool. So for articulation, Gamera has a great range of articulations. Just to go over it quickly, let's start at the head. So first, the mouth does open and close very smoothly. Nothing wrong there. Then there's 1, 2, 3 points at the neck, so you can look up and down and all around. Rotates all the way around 360. Oh, yeah, you can get a 360 swivel out of it, but then you might pop it off. Then he has a lower neck pivot that allows him to move up and down as well, so to get him into those lower crouching poses or those sticking the neck out poses, like, you know, like looking up, it does help, if that makes sense. Then he has 2 joints in the elbows, which allows him to shift forward and back ever so slightly. Then he can rotate. Oh, popped off. I could show you. He has 2 joints right here and right here. One moves freely and the other one rotates around, but I'm going to pop this back in, and then we're going to move on with the rest of the articulation. There you go. So yeah, so now you can see it. It's rotating all the way around. Then he has 2 points at the elbow. Makes him do his karate chops, you know, because Gamera's got to get his karate chops in. Then he also rotates at the hand, while also rotating at the forearm as well. Almost missed that. Then there's nothing at the ab, which is perfectly fine with me, because with there being no stuff at the abs, we are allowed to move the chest, which is pretty cool. But I wish they would have did something like they did, which Revoltech did on the Ninja Turtles, which allowed them to like break apart right here. But I could see how that could have gotten in the way of there being a really cool joint, really cool thing going on here. So now we move on to the legs, and in the legs you can move out about that far, in about that far, up that good, which is pretty good. Gives him a good stomping section to stomp on. He has double jointed knees. Oh, and his leg actually goes that far back. Not too far back, but it's enough to get him some height. He has double jointed knees, but they only move about that much. Not too much, just a little bit. He rotates slightly at the knee as well. He rotates at the foot. It pivots down and up ever so slightly. But there is a little joint right here. Doesn't really do much. I don't know exactly what it's there for, but it does rotate as well. Doesn't really do too much. I think the joint's just really not awake for me. Then moving to the back, we have the tail. The tail does have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 joints. Pretty cool. Nothing like the Revoltech with the terrible bendy wire, which I hate bendy wire. But this is great all in all. On its own, I like it. It's really great range of articulation, and it's sculpted perfectly. So I have no complaints. Articulation gets an A+ from me. The long-awaited size comparison is here. Here we have the Gamera compared to the Rebirth Godzilla, and this is what Bandai has not done since they announced this Gamera. Everybody wanted to know how these two stacked up so that you can do great, amazing art of them two battling it out. And I've already seen photos on the internet of these two standing toe to toe together. So this just feels awesome to me to finally have both Gamera and Godzilla in the proper scale. This just looks dope. This is amazing. This is exactly what my childhood should have had, but sadly it didn't. So here we have Gamera compared to Gamera. One is a SH Monster Arts, one is a Revoltech. I will not say if I prefer which one over the other one. I will save that for a comparison review, and if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. But here we have them stacked up together, and you can clearly see that the SH Monster Arts Gamera is ways larger than the Revoltech one. He's so tiny. I just want to like squish him in my hand. Like, he's about the size of my actual turtle. He's like 3 times his size. So it's really like a preference on if you want a smaller Gamera or a larger Gamera. You can go to either one of these. And here we also have Gamera compared to Godzilla 2014. I just wanted to show Gamera next to a little bit of a larger figure. I was gonna bust out the guy again, but I think this figure suffices. You can see that he fits in well with pretty much any SH Monster Arts figure you got in your collection. So for my final thoughts, do you need this figure in your SH Monster Arts collection? Yes. Do you want it? Obviously you do if you're watching this video. But with all that being said, go do me a favor. There's a link to the Amazon link to this figure. Go pre-order it, go buy it. It's coming out in a few weeks of February for the American release. So just go buy it. Stop playing games. Stop watching videos. This figure is amazing. Hands down, one of the best Gamera figures I have ever had my hands on. Just go buy it. It's amazing. It's simply beautiful. The sculpt and detail, the sizing, the scaling, the paint, everything about this figure is amazing, including the accessories. It has an amazing amount of accessories. You can't go wrong with this figure. It is about a $90 to $100 figure, and the price is fluctuating now since, you know, when things are released, the prices do go up and then they go down and then they go up again, and then when it goes out of print, the prices go crazy. So with that being said, check us out on the a.c.b.a Facebook page, the like page and the group page. Also check out Neverfalterfilms, who helped me make the end slate for this video. Enjoy the photos at the end, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Camera's dying.